Howdy there, I'm in my hotel room here in Varanasi, India. I recently did a trek in Nepal, the Langtang National Park trek, and so I'm doing a couple of videos giving people some info for how to get ready for doing a trek in the Himalaya Mountains. So my previous video was explaining the various things you need to do to get ready for the trek, just giving a general sense of what trekking in the Himalayas is like. In this video that I'm going to show you specifically the different things that you will need for your actual trek. So there are three things that I can think of that are going to be missing from this. One is a sleeping bag, because I rented a sleeping bag from a gear shop in Kathmandu. Definitely recommend a sleeping bag, even though the lodges provide blankets, but oftentimes you will be in sub-freezing temperatures, and it is much nicer to have a sleeping bag to crawl into that's self-contained, that's fully enclosed, as opposed to blankets which will let possible air coming in through underneath them. I ended up throwing on blankets as well because the sleeping bag was not up to par, but at least as long as you have that one layer, then you can throw on the blankets that the lodges will provide and hopefully stay warm. I did manage to stay warm enough along the trek, even though one morning the water in my water bottle was frozen inside my room. So that tells you it gets below freezing inside your room because there is no heating inside the rooms of most of these lodges. The other two things that are missing from this demonstration are your trekking permits. So I had to get two trekking permits. One was called a TIMS card, T-I-M-S, and apparently every trek in Nepal requires this TIMS card. Additionally, I had to get a permit for entering Langtang National Park. So it depends on which trek you're going to be doing. Check your guidebook to find out exactly which permits you will need. You will want to get those in the major city near your trek, whether it's Kathmandu or Pokhara, or perhaps there's somewhere else. But you want to have those with you. You don't want to get to the little village where the trek starts and then there's someone there checking permits and you don't have yours and you have to take a bus a long ways back to Kathmandu. So here we go with everything laid out that I used for my trek. Here is all of the clothing, and I'll just kind of go over this fairly quickly, and then I'll show the other things, which is where there will probably be a few things that you hadn't thought of. So a decent backpack. A medium-sized backpack is fine because for trekking in the Himalayas, then presumably, then you're going to be doing treks that don't require a tent and bring your own food and everything like that. Obviously, there are treks that in that case, then you would be trekking with porters and guides and someone cooking your food for you along the way, unless you're doing something independent, doing your own backpacking in the Himalayas. But what I'm talking about here is trekking, staying in lodges along the way in which they are providing a room for you and cooking your meals. So here's the backpack. It's just a Kelty medium-sized backpack. My footwear, obviously you want good footwear. These are just some shoes that I bought in Kathmandu, but they worked great. You might prefer some boots with that come up higher on the ankles, but I wanted something that I could then wear afterwards as just general shoes. So these worked great for being decent hiking shoes, and then also just for walking around afterwards. And then I brought this shirt that I'm wearing, a long sleeve thermal underwear type shirt, and then I brought these just normal jeans type pants. You might want to get something warmer, especially if you're going in winter, going up to especially high elevations. I had then long underwear underneath these pants here, but I could have been a little warmer with some kind of a thicker, warmer type of a pant over my long underwear. A towel. I took a couple of showers. It's a bucket shower with hot water, which is pretty intense when it's below freezing. One of the days was during a snowstorm. So just be prepared to probably not take a lot of showers along the way and just be kind of smelly. A couple of t-shirts. Shorts, which I only used the final day when it actually warmed up when I was coming downhill. This is a very good warm overcoat type of thing. that was essential. That really helped out. I bought that in Kathmandu for $15. The long underwear bottoms, gloves, good hat. This is I'm not sure what you call it, but it's a neck warmer. So that was helpful to keep the neck warm. A hat with a brim on it to keep the sun out of the eyes. And then this was my trekking jacket that went over my other jacket. And I will just mention that the sleeping bag that I rented in Kathmandu was $1 a day. So those are nice and cheap. And you can also buy all kinds of stuff in Kathmandu. If you don't have all the necessary equipment, then you might hold off buying it if you're back in the West, in the States or Europe or whatever. Stuff in Kathmandu is a lot cheaper. All right, so here we go with the rest of the little tiny things that you may end up needing. A day pack, which I then stuffed inside my backpack, but just to have something in case I did any day hikes that I could throw some things in. Socks and underwear. And I will make a list that I will put in the About section, the info section just below this video. I'll put all of the stuff into a list. You can just copy and paste that and put it on your computer or whatever so that you have it for later when you're getting ready. Toilet paper. You want to bring your own toilet paper. A lock and key, because some of the places provide a lock for the room, but not necessarily, and it's kind of better to have your own lock just so that you know that nobody else has the key for it. Water purification tablets. Highly recommend something of this sort, iodine, or I found this in Kathmandu for $5. You'll save a lot on bottled water. Bottled water at the top of the trek was 130 rupees, so that's about $1.30. That was Nepali rupees, which isn't much, relatively speaking, but in the terms of Nepali money, that's pretty expensive. You can get that'll get you halfway to a meal, relatively speaking, as far as what you're really buying along the way. So when you add that up, you can save, $15-20 probably by bringing water purification tablets, and then you can get water from the lodges. They all have their water source tapped into like a spring, I guess. There'll just be a pipe with water running out of it. You can just get water there and fill it up. I brought my computer. Most people probably will not want to bother, but I was making a travel movie about my trip, and I wanted to be able to back up my files on my camera on my computer, and I also used it to make the movie partly along the way, and then a adapter for plugging in the computer, the camera that I'm holding at the moment, and you will want to bring most likely a camera charger so that you can charge up your batteries. There are some lodges that offer the possibility of plugging in a camera or laptop or whatever and charging them up. They will pay for it. I mean, they will charge for it, but it wasn't a lot. I have a little fanny pack belt waist thingamajigger, whatever you want to call it, here for the camera, a little tripod, and extra SD cards and battery. I brought, so one thing that I should mention here is that I left a lot of stuff in Kathmandu. I left 2 little bags of items in Kathmandu, so I wasn't bringing everything that I had with me traveling because I'm traveling elsewhere in Asia. So there will most likely be things that you don't want to bring on your trek in order to, lighten up your load. You can leave them with your hotel. They didn't even charge me anything. So this is just things that I brought on my trek. Here are my various credit cards and ID cards that I didn't need, but I didn't want to leave them with my stuff in my hotel room just in case all that stuff disappeared, just to make sure I had that stuff on me. This is an essential one, cash. Although this is Indian rupees, you'll want Nepali rupees if you're trekking in Nepal. But there are no ATMs on the trekking route. I'm not sure if there was even an ATM in the little village that I started of Sayubrisi for the Langtang trek. So you want to make sure that you have more than enough cash well before you start the trek from Kathmandu or wherever you know that you can get some cash, because you do not want to get up to the top of your trek and realize you have 500 rupees left or something, and you're not sure how you're going to pay for your meals and your lodging on the way back down. So definitely important. Your passport, they also check the passport when they check for your trekking permits. My wallet there, a flashlight or headlamp, lip gloss, my watch, my cell phone just as an alarm clock so that I could get up in the morning, taking the bus to the trek and then coming back. It was a 8-hour bus ride to from Kathmandu to Sayabubisi, where the trek started. Sunglasses are an absolute essential. I heard a story along the way of a woman who got snow blindness because she didn't have sunglasses and was blind for 4 days, and then finally her sight came back. My journal, a lighter just in case. Earplugs, again just in case, although I actually wear earplugs when I sleep anyways, but that helps, especially on the buses, those noisy buses. It's pretty nice to have, but also I wear them at night just so I can sleep better. Just gotten used to them. A nightshade in case you happen to end up sleeping late, and or just want to sleep through the morning if it gets light. A bag of some snacks. Even though you can get food along the way, then it's good to have a little something in your bag. So I bought a bunch of Snickers bars, because food gets more expensive as you go up the trekking route, as you get up into higher elevations. So I brought along like 10 Snickers bars and then some little bags of trail mix, just for those times when you're in between lodges along the trail and get hungry. A water bottle. Needles, thread, and little scissors. That is just kind of a travel essential that you should always just have in your backpack, just in case a strap breaks on your backpack, your clothes start coming apart, whatever. Just so you guys have something that you can mend things with. Fingernail clippers, not exactly important, but might as well. And then a limited amount of toiletries here. Soap for taking those bucket showers in the cold there, some Band-Aids, toothpaste, dental floss, toothbrush, shaving stuff, and that pretty much covers it. So again, I will put a list in the info section down below this video. Look for a link here also to my other video talking about the other things that you'll need to do to get prepared for trekking in the Himalayas. And I described some of the treks just to give people who haven't been in Nepal at all an idea of what the treks are like and what kind of expertise you will need. So I think that covers it. Thanks for watching and have an awesome trek. Take care.